Brigitte is one of those heroes that I always enjoyed, but never played a whole lot.
Farewell.
Her kits seem interesting, but also very limiting. When you play support, you'll imagine yourself healing and supporting your team. But Brig feels different. See, as a character like Lucio, you're not healing a whole lot, but you're providing great support by giving a constant speed buff to your teammates. And other supports like Moira and Iari, while having an emphasis on damage, still produce heals, still have to focus on heals, still have to go out of their way to heal. Brig heals by dealing damage to people, and sometimes pressing E. Like, sure, most of Iari's healing comes from her turret, but she's still mostly behind her team keeping a watch of their health bars. Brig doesn't really care how high or low her team is most of the time. She just jumps into fights. But why is that? Why would they design a support hero who barely has to think about healing her team? Well, you see, back in Overwatch 1, the support role was lacking. All you had was Lucio, Mercy, Zenyatta, Moira, Ana, and Symmetra. But support has always been a unique role. Think about this. You could take any character in the roster and make them a support. I could never imagine Sombra being a tank, but a support? Hell yeah! Same with tank characters. You could easily make Zarya a support, and we definitely had our DPS supports with Zen and Moira, but we lacked any tanky supports. So, when the 20th of February rolled around in 2018, Brigitte was revealed to us. Daughter of Torbjorn Lindholm and Reinhardt Wilhelm Squire, she acted as Overwatch's tanky support. She'd heal by damaging enemies with her close-range flail, and could easily give her teammates armor with E. Also, she'd give them 150 armor when she ulted, had a long stun on a short cooldown that could stun through barriers, 600 HP shield. Oh no. Yeah, Brigitte was overpowered, to say the least. Like, not many heroes in the game can say they were so powerful, they forced the dub team to just say fuck it and introduce Rollock. Actually, only one can say that, and her name's Brigitte. She spawned a meta called GOATs, which had 3 tanks and 3 supports, with Brigitte representing the composition. It became rather controversial since it was so strong that every single team in Overwatch League used it. Everybody played GOATs, and if they weren't playing GOATs, they either were just playing a slight variation of it, or swapped off the second they remember what meta they're in.
We do see the Outlaws are going to pull out Dante's Tracer. This has been some of the things that Outlaws fans have been waiting for is a good Tracer player on Houston. It's Jake on the bar. This combo's worked well for them before, but as soon as they see the defensive setup, they will just simply swap it away. Crucial time lost here for the Outlaws.
As alluded to, GOATs was the reason we eventually got the 2-2-2 roll lock. And it was all Brigitte's fault. Or at least, that's the story everyone tells. Me, personally, I don't think GOATs is a result of Brig. I think it's a byproduct. I think a GOATs comp of some sort is destined to plague any shooter like Overwatch. When you have 3 roles and one of them is basically DPS but better, your DPS role is more than likely destined to be left in the dust. But eventually she found a pretty good spot come Overwatch 2. By then, she'd lost her stun, she couldn't give her teammates armor anymore, and her shield was reduced to only 225. Along with a whole host of other changes, she finally fit with her intentional goal, the tanky support. A hero fantasy you can still only find in Brig. We have more and more DPS focused supports, but we've yet to find ourselves with another tanky support. Maybe it's the PTSD. It's probably the PTSD. But as the tanky support, what should you be doing? Well, for one, always keep in mind your healing comes from one basic source, dealing damage. This is because of her passive, Inspire. Inspire is triggered by dealing damage. However, for primary damage, it can only be triggered once every second. But when you deal damage, you heal 15 health per second for 4 seconds. Any additional damage done within that time will simply reset the timer instead of stacking. It pulses in a 20 meter radius to heal teammates. If a teammate enters your range when you deal damage, they will continue to get healed even if they leave that 20 meter range. Inspire is a pretty good passive on its own, but on Brigitte, it can be disgusting. Since Brig already has great survivability, she has 200 HP, 50 armor HP, a shield with 250 HP, and essentially lifesteal with Inspire, cause yes, it does heal you as well. Brig's survivability is not something to be looked over. Watch this clip. I get solo ulted at point blank range by a Reaper. You know, the guy who does 180 damage per second with his ultimate? Well, not only do I live this exchange, I end up killing him! Name another support. No, name another squishy who sees a Reaper solo ult in front of them and confident you can just go,
nah, I bunny.
Seriously, Brig's survivability lets her do things no other support could do. Play your cards right, and you can take a fight against a tank and actually win it as well. Brig's main source of damage comes in the way of her rocket flail. Think of it like a mini Reinhardt hammer. It swings back and forth and deals 45 damage per swing. Of course, it triggers Inspire, but as mentioned, there's a 1 second delay between when Brig can re-trigger Inspire off of an enemy. Rocket Flail really isn't that complicated of a primary. There isn't much aim required, but what makes it strong is how well it works into her other two damaging abilities. But first, I'd like to talk about her repair pack, because it feels both like her least important, but most impactful ability. You get 3 charges of repair pack, indicated by the UI in front of your screen. Instantly, it heals 25 HP and then heals 100 more HP over 2 seconds. There's a 0.5 cooldown between uses and a 5-second cooldown between charges. So if you use all 3 in an instant, you'll be waiting a pretty amount of time to do so again. It should also be noted that it's super easy to try and send a repair pack to a teammate, only for another to end up in front of you. God damn it, Captain! But come on, you're not watching this video to learn how to heal as Brig. You're watching this video to learn how to hit that like and subscribe button so I can make a career out of Overwatch and autism. Hit enemies as Brigitte. And let me tell you, Brigitte is the mistress of hitting. I'm being serious with those subscribers. I don't want to sell cocks at Spencer. But how can Brigitte get within a melee range, you might be asking? Well, with Shield Bash. This little tool can be used when her shield is held up. It deals a respectable 70 damage, and is usually really useful for rushing towards an enemy who's out of your melee range. The shield itself is also really useful, being a major part of Brig's survivability. The shield, as mentioned, has 250 HP, but a 30% movement penalty. After 2 seconds of being retracted, it regains health at a rate of 85 HP per second. You can honestly get a lot more from the shield than you'd think. Hell, if you get close enough, the size just doesn't matter. But since Brig has so much reliance on her shield, you're heavily counted by heroes who can pierce or ignore it, like Ramatra, Bastion, or, funny enough, Brig actually. Seriously though, if you're in a Brig 1v1, treat it like a mini Reinhardt duel. If either player wastes their time using their shield, they will die. Another similarity with Reinhardt, however, isn't so grand. Desync. I see this cast, know he's gonna fuck me up with his stupid hinder, and so I put up my shield. No, I didn't. Desync is just a thing in online games, but that won't stop it from feeling annoying. Seeing on your screen that you put up a shield, meanwhile for someone else you just didn't, simply sucks. But what isn't annoying, as long as I'm the one playing Brig at least, is Whip Shot. You'll see that with each and every video in the MMO series, there's always one ability a probably heroes get that takes center stage. And this time, it's Whip Shot. This is a single skill shot that deals 70 damage and has a max range of 20 meters and knocks enemies back by 8 meters. Now, on the surface, this may seem a bit counterintuitive, seeing as you're a melee hero after all. That is until you remember that Shield Bash sends you 8.5 meters. So you can easily catch back up someone you just hit. Not to mention, Whip Shot is the only boop in the game that can be used for aerial boops. The shit you can do with this is insane. It can finish off low HP targets, ensure fleeing enemies don't get too far. I'm awesome! And even keep characters like Venture in the air while using abilities that require you to be grounded. It also gives Brig great combo potential. Against 225 HP heroes, all it takes is one primary, a Whip Shot, Shield Bash, and one last primary, and the enemy will just fold. Now, this all seems cool, but how is Brig truly a tanky hero? Just because she has high survivability doesn't mean she has the play potential. In fact, most kills you get as Brig will be fair 1v1s where the winning side, hopefully you, still ends up rather damaged. But at the end of the day, she's still a support. Her main job is to help her team. You'll notice that supports have some of the least selfish abilities in the game, especially their ultimates. Of the 12 support heroes, only Iari has an ult that doesn't heal or buff her teammates. A Aside from her though, every other support will more than likely use their ultimate for teammates and not themselves. However, there is one greedy bastard who you'll typically find using their ult for insane survivability, amazing kill potential, and a sense of dread across the enemy. Of course, I'm talking about Brigitte and her ultimate ability, Rally. In terms of supporting your team, it does all the work for you. On use, Brig will get 100 armor HP, while allies will get 30 overhealth per second, up to 100, but that extra armor is insane. 100 armor makes her nearly unkillable, but don't worry, nearly isn't enough for the queen. Brig's shield will get an upgrade during Rally, making it grow from a micro shield to an adequately sized one. This comes with a buff to its HP, going from 250 to 700. And if you thought that was enough, boy do I have news for you. On top of everything else, Rally re-enables a long-gone feature of Brigitte's shield. Stun! During Rally, Shield Bash can not only hit multiple targets, but stun them as well. I mean it when I say it. This stun changes how you play the hero. Watch here as I see a predictable Reaper ready to ult, and I stun him right out of it. It helps that upon using a Rally, your Shield Bash cooldown will be replenished, which really encourages this tanky playstyle. Don't play Brig like a support. Play her like a tank. Because that's what she is. She's a tank. You could take any character in the roster and make him a support.
She's a tank.
Brigitte. Like a mini Reinhardt here.
Brigitte is a tank.
Treat it like a mini Reinhardt.
She's
Reinhardt! Brigitte is Reinhardt if he was a support! Brigitte is Reinhardt if you use the transform tool in Photoshop and just... Brigitte is Reinhardt if he took his estrogen! Play Brigitte like you would Reinhardt. Anything he can do, you can do while healing your team. Anything he can't do, neither can you. The same Orisa, Ana, and now Vendetta that fucks up Orion will be the same that messes up Brigitte. Torbjorn might be her father, but Reinhardt's her dad. When the enemy sees someone next to a Brigitte pop, all they think is, oh, I can outdamage the healing that Wimpy support might do. But what they don't know is, you don't heal. You protect! In this clip, I see my Ashe taking damage from an enemy Mei. I jump in. Lesser supports would heal that Ashe and try and guide them out of there. Meanwhile, Brigitte gets the kill, saves the Ashe, and Mr. Crap! Hell, why let your team take damage in the first place? Just take the fight to the enemy and they'll have no chance to hurt your team! Although you may end up getting a few bullet wounds. And who even cares about trying to kill Brigitte anyways when she survives nearly every encounter you throw at her? Seriously, what can't she do? Oh, right. Reinhardt has the advantage of actually being a tank. He can just walk up and take some space and be like, whoops, I took 100 damage. Well, thank God my supports are glued to my ass. Meanwhile, Brig doesn't have that health pool. And when the other support has to decide who needs more healing between a completely healthy tank and a support on 5 HP, they'll probably pick the tank for some reason. Brig is a little bit like Venture. They can play like a tank at times, but they simply are not. They can't take the same space a tank could. But that really just means that your tank might have to play a little support of themselves. And when they are, oh, does Brig feel unstoppable. Brigitte, despite how she changed the game back in Overwatch 1, has shaped to be one of the more unique supports in Overwatch 2. We'll continue to get DPS supports until the sun explodes, but I wouldn't be shocked if we never see a tanky support like Brig ever again. If not due to her past, then because what we've landed on now feels like the perfect kit for the tanky support. To cap out the video, I'd like to remind you to subscribe, comment, and send this video to anyone you think might enjoy it. And of course, it's time for a small reel of the funniest moments I got while recording this. The first section is stream clips. Almost all my games were filmed live, and here's just a couple of the best moments that were clipped.
This is a fucking banger ass apple.
Raspu, do
This
I
apple
want
just
my
holds
coffee?
2 guns. Is that an Among Us?
I hate fucking.
Well, there you have it,
What
folks.
is his name?
There you have it, folks. He hates fucking.
Shut up.
Oh, I love it when the enemy team plays Freya and she just doesn't know what the hell she's doing. Oh god. Oh, well, that's what I get for saying that.
Yeah.
Do you want to try something funny?
No, Liz, remember you're doing something. You can't...
Come on, man, it's just 1 second.
Remember,
so
Rissa
stand
gameplay?
like right there, just stand like right there.
Okay, just tell me when to charge.
Alright. Charge! No! This next section is what I like to call Camden being Camden.
Say that would probably make her better.
No, Camden! Yes, Camden! Yes! Yes! Camden!
Right there.
It's been a little minute
Thorpe.
since we last got to play Brig, so I might be a little rusty right now. Charge in, I dare you right now, bitch. And this next section is, I'm a Venture main, I know how to counter the shit out of them.
Just take this because they're scared.
I play this fucking character, asshole! I know what's gonna happen there! And finally, here's just some random clips I found humorous in my pile. Maybe that's coming in mid. Alright, nah. Time for something really entertaining. Alright.
You really made them fucking do that. Liz, you took that tank's like eyesight and just immediately went for you.
No, don't vote Zarya! Why would you vote Zarya? Just don't shoot her!
Why Zarya?
Ah!
They banned Brig, by the way.
I!
See, I respect you. I don't respect Liz. Understandable. It's Liz, for God's sake.
Yeah, who the fuck wants to respect a trans person?
Open the door. Is Liz actually? Liz is actually shit. Fuck. She
Assholes! I'd like to give a massive shout out to my channel members, Kobe, Clementine, and Gaiaso. If you'd like early access videos and your name shout out at the end of videos, you can join for as little as $3 a month. Timmy Turner's gifted 30 tier 3 subs to Pokimane! This has to be the work of Fairy Godparent! Let's go at the end of the video.